Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving back in with some more Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord action, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the brand new update for the Europe map that has just hit the Steam Workshop. This update adds in a brand new landmass to the game, aka the Byzantines, and you can also see the development of their unit cards right here. This actual artwork looks absolutely incredible alongside the Ayubid custom artwork, and also it's only a matter of time as well until all of these other artworks do get changed and may get their very own stats. So here we are, the Byzantines have now been added to the game. They also come with their own unit tree as well. I believe they are still using all vanilla assets, but maybe later on down the line that stuff like that will change. And this is like the second major land expansion that this mod has had. Originally we had the Ayubids being added all in Egypt and kind of along the Middle East right here. You can see tons of settlements getting added, which was really cool, really expanding the map out eastwards. And now of course with the implementation of the Byzantines up here in the north, that's going to really expand out and kind of round the map out quite nicely. Of course as well, we do have plenty of settlements as well scattered throughout. So again, when I'm zoomed out, it doesn't show everything. There's plenty of villages and other bits of land as well, kind of in the mountain passes and along roads and rivers. So yeah, let's take a look at everything the Byzantines have had added to them in this update. So we have a castle up here in the north, holding down that position. Obviously a ferry point over to Italy as well, so you can traverse this if you don't own a ship of your own. Of course, if you don't know, this mod does also add in naval travel as well, so you can sail the seven seas if you want to. You just need to get enough money to then be able to afford a ship and transfer your army across where it needs to go. So we do have a castle set up over here down into Greece. We do have a major city in Athens, and also I believe a castle in the south. I thought there was one. We also have one in Thessalonica, as well as of course Constantinople, owning its kind of I guess position on the map. You can of course traverse through the gap as well. I wonder, yeah, I guess you can't. Can you travel here? I guess you can't kind of go across here. Yeah, it's not going to let you actually go across. You're going to have to either use this ferry point to make your way go from one part of the settlements to the other. It would kind of be cool maybe if there was like an internal ferry system actually in the port of Constantinople that would allow you to cross like a payable land bridge, but I guess that's exactly what this ferry point is about. And you can go into the port here and actually buy your own ship and then set sail this way, I guess, as well. So there's plenty of ways you can do that. We also have a few castles on the coastline as well, as we go further down. Again, Izmir is a settlement. You can also ferry point your way over, I believe, to Crete down here in the south, which is currently represented by a nice castle holding that. I also believe Cyprus. Yeah, Cyprus also has a bit of a mountain fortress. These positions would be really fun to actually build your own empire from if you're looking to actually start your own kingdom. Like either this or Crete, you know, having an island fortress, I think would be a lot of fun, and kind of holding the mountain passes from any invaders. That seems like a cool way of doing it for sure. As we go further into the Turkish mountains, you can see more settlements and castles kind of scattered throughout, lots of them embedded in the rocky countryside. Lots of villages and kind of hill forts and other settlements which look really good. Lemmy's done a great job with all of this. Lemmy, I'm still waiting on my roads though. I'm gonna say this on every single update. When are we gonna get all these like road paths going from settlement to settlement? That's what I want to see. And then finally, as we go kind of further up into the Armenian Georgian mountains up here, you can see we do have another settlement. This is the furthest northern settlement, and again you can see the massive mountain range here. I actually don't know what this mountain range is called, so let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to find out, along with other settlement ports as well, which kind of go into the Black Sea right here, which is kind of cool to see. So this kind of gives you more options to move up here and do your own thing. And off into the Far East as well, we do have a couple settlements here as well, so this is kind of as far as the mod does reach. With regards to the actual troop tree that they have access to, it's a pretty standard Imperial troop tree, nothing too crazy. We have the Byzantine recruits going down all into the Palatine archers. These are going to be the archers that help to defend the throne room from any invaders. They also have access to a pretty nice horse archer unit. Over into the left, they have a kind of a skirmisher light cavalry. They don't really go super hard on horses. That's not going to be their strength. I mean, the horse archers are still really nice, and skirmisher cavalry is going to be decent. They have not bad stats either, 130 throwing. It is fairly good, but it's not going to be something like the Kuzites to the north or anyone else along them lines. Again, their main strength is going to be this infantry unit. As you can see, their armor is currently 52 body armor, which is pretty incredible. Great helmets and a very, very strong unit for sure. And then, of course, they have Varangian Guard, which are pretty brutal, kind of a mix of these Empire armors slash units slash weapons with these Sturgeons mixed in there. And you can see there is a nice mix of them as well, which is kind of cool. You kind of got like a Norse variant, more of like a Imperial Byzantine, and then also kind of like a Saxon style, which is, of course, the Varangian Guard changed over time. So that's kind of cool to see that develop, and then the basic infantry as well. So yeah, I think their infantry is going to be extremely deadly. Archers are going to be okay, nothing too crazy. They've got a good helmet. But yeah, it's going to be their infantry, which is where they're going to really succeed in a battle. And then for their noble troop line, they basically just have elite cataphracts. So I say that they don't exactly rely on heavy cavalry, but this cavalry is going to absolutely kick some ass when they dive into a battle. They're not really going to be matched. And I love this cape as well. The units, and then there's their elite units. So yeah, like this noble cataphract unit is going to demolish pretty much anything it comes up against. 260 polearm, 200 one arm. So if they get knocked down, they can then whip that weapon out. 200 riding as well. All of them stats are absolutely incredible. And of course their armor is very good. 57 body armor, 16 armor on the arms, and then also 20 on the legs. Like, that's a cavalry you're not going to mess around. However, they are elite. These are tier 6s, so you're not going to be seeing hundreds of them, but probably enough to make a big difference. And realistically, they're not going to be like under that much pressure as a faction, because yes, they have the Kuzites to the north, yes, they have the Italians to the west, or the Empire to the west, but for the most part, they're going to be fighting the Ayyubid Sultanate, and that border isn't really that vast. You know, if they can take Halab right here, and maybe this castle positioned up on the mountainside, like, there's no real way for them to attack them besides obviously naval invasions, but I'm not sure how much the AI actually will commit to doing that rather than going through the land border. So this kind of leaves them in a very good situation, you know, as long as they don't get ganged up on by the Kuzites and the Southern Empire, which I think will be busy fighting in against one another. And of course, we have the Azerai fighting across the Italian coastline as well. I think the Byzantines are going to do a very good job for sure. And yeah, now we kind of look on to what is next for the mod. Like, what are they going to be adding in future updates? Because this was like the big update that Lemmy was working on and implementing, which was very cool. And again, all this extra land mass over here into Turkey is absolutely awesome, and it's going to really help expand out the map as a whole. He's also doing a lot of work as well, something to mention, just like updating a lot of the features. So there's a lot more kind of like detail across Europe, you'll notice, than previously. Like, yeah, again, look at like the lovely detail across these rivers with all the extra rocks and shading and stuff that he's implemented. He's kind of gone back through a lot of the map that he did and just kind of basically improve it. Like, again, look at Paris. Paris looks great with the extra bits of land masses there. Again, if we take a look at Britain as well, it looks very good. Definitely a nice brush up. You even got Hadrian's Wall right here scattered across into the borders, into the north. So I would imagine, like, kind of next on the cards is to, of course, start adding in the large land masses to the north, adding in stuff like Muscovy and other factions that were kind of around in this time period. I would imagine that, yeah, this part of the landmass is getting implemented next, so we'll be seeing kind of going into like Finland and the Russian lands and kind of, you know, Eastern Europe as well. More settlements being added in with their own custom culture. We can also go off more east as well on the map. I don't think the map is ever going to get any bigger than what you see right now. Like, this is it, which I think is totally fair and sensible, but it's very cool. So yeah, getting maybe like an Indian faction implemented off into the east, or kind of not quite an Indian, but like, you know, kind of, you know what I mean, like a Persian faction, I guess, getting added right here, and then going up into the north, getting kind of like Muscovy and other Novgorod and other factions around that time period implemented would be very cool. The Mongols, of course, you know, that stuff like that would be a very kind of awesome addition to the game. And then yeah, then it'll be interesting to see where Lemmy goes from this. Again, this map is free to use. It is open source as long as you kind of ask for permission, so you can implement something like this in your own mod, which I know a handful of mods are doing. So as this mod improves, it's going to be great for the community, because then they have a base to build something off as well, which is just, yeah, really awesome. And again, a big service to the Bannerlord community. And then on top of that as well, something that maybe many of you guys haven't seen, but it's good to bring up, is Lemmy, the creator of this map, is also helping out the Realm of Thrones guys as well. Realm of Thrones, of course, being one of the Game of Thrones modifications for Bannerlord, and he's helping out redesigning or adding in more kind of life to that map, which is really cool, so they can focus on other stuff. And you know, Lemmy is a very, very talented mapper. That is what he focuses on. So it's great to see, you know, him going over to other projects as well and helping them out in another way as well. So yeah, that is really awesome. And then finally, the coding team on this project. There are a couple coders who have created stuff like the naval travel, which is amazing, the port system, and a bunch of other really, really cool stuff. Are also planning on allowing you to implement your very own house in the game. I have no idea how it's gonna work. They've shown a couple images in the Discord, which again I'll link down below in the description if you want to check that out to kind of keep up to date with this mod. So that'll be interesting. Again, being able to place down your own settlement, your own castle. People have been wanting to do that for ages, and hopefully this is like a beginning step in that system. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.